you like cozy games and you like platformers, then look no further, because I just interviewed the developer of a really cool, cozy pixel art 2D platformer game you are not going to want to miss. But the coolest part is that I played the game during the interview. You're going to get to hear some really exclusive behind-the-scenes commentary about the decisions behind the design process, and some other really exciting tidbits that you're not going to want to miss. So if you think this game looks beautiful, you're right. Stick around to find out more about it. Hello and welcome to another developer's commentary. Today we are joined by Kevin Barnes, a solo indie developer and owner of the studio Bird Tech Games, which he's released a few other games under before. You can see them here on the screen now. 30 plus years of programming experience under his belt, a lifelong background in art, music, and design. Safe to say you know what you're doing.
I try to, at least.
Well, we're going to see. So welcome. Thanks for coming on. I'm excited to jump into your newest project, Moonlight Cow, Guardian of the Night. I know nothing about it. I have one really fun question that I always like to ask first, which is, what are your favorite games of all time?
Super Mario Brothers 3, which is probably the number one inspiration for this particular game. Doom, PC. Would probably be a close, if we're giving top 5, Age of Empires.
Okay.
Diablo 2. I'm naming games that have nothing to do with what I'm making, which is kind of... Yeah, and then I would probably say The Legend of Zelda... I don't want to, say A Link to the Past, but I'm going to say A Link to the Past because I still think it's the best.
A lot of older games thrown out there. Not the first developer to mention Doom either. I've noticed it's actually a common theme as a lot of talented developers really like the Doom games. So.
Well, it's... I'm older, so I grew up when that game came out.
Yeah.
And I remember getting it, on shareware, if you know what that is.
No. I'm younger.
Back then, when there was pre-internet, you used to get demos. They called them shareware.
What about, for some of the younger audience watching, what about maybe a modern title you could throw out there?
Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie. Is that modern enough? That's N64 era.
We'll take it.
New Super Mario Brothers. I guess we could say that.
Sure.
That's newer. It's based on the old game.
The Wii, I loved the Wii one as a kid. When I was growing up, I had the Wii. That's my retro idea is things like the Wii and the PS3.
Yeah, my first console was an Atari 2600. So I'm dating a little bit. But
well, a lot of experience should show today in Moonlight Cow.
Yeah, so it is a platformer game where you control 2 characters at one time. So you'll see the mascot icon there on the world map. That's Luna, the cow. And then she has a companion character named Pipkin, which is like a flying baby chicken. So you have to kind of suspend disbelief because it is a flying chicken.
Okay.
And it plays very much, it's kind of a love letter to the old Mario games. The first game I beat on my own was Super Mario Brothers 3. So this is very much the world map if you've ever played that game.
No, I was going to comment. Yeah, it's very much.
It's very much inspired. Yeah, and then the twist of the twist in the game though is the two characters. So you'll use as you play the game, you'll use Pipkin in a number of different ways to traverse levels, to carry Luna to new places, things like that.
I'm Luna, and this is Pipkin. She's braver than she looks. When the first piece fell near us, I realized the moon wasn't gone. It was just scattered. So Pipkin and I are going to gather its light until the night feels whole again.
So voice acting. Where did that
a friend of mine.
Play? Oh, a friend.
Yeah, so a friend of mine has done a few different audiobooks, and she's a singer in a band I used to be a part of. And had volunteered to do some work for me. And she kind of has that ability to do that little cutesy voice that was perfect for the main character. Yeah.
Definitely very fitting. What'd you play in the band?
So we started out as kind of an alt rock band, and I played guitar and keyboard.
Okay.
And then they kind of transferred into more of synthwave, if you've ever heard that genre.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
They're called Von Kaiser.
Merch there as well.
Yeah, I do got to rep my own brand. Yeah. So.
That's great. Yeah. Is that purchasable? And I know you have a website. Is that sellable merch?
It's not, but it should be. We'll get on that. Yeah.
That's to do logistically.
Yeah, we sell a bunch of stuff at conventions, but nothing online yet. But we certainly can.
Speaking about conventions, as I start the level here, I noticed that you actually won an award at JFAX 2026. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name of the convention correctly.
Yeah, JFAX.
JFAX. Okay. For best in show. Yeah, tell us about that.
It's kind of a Japanese anime, like Japanese culture convention. But recently they've started including video games and have a whole indie developer space. I participated in that, and I took home 2 awards for that. One for the game here, which was Best in Show, and then I also did a panel on beginner pixel art.
Yeah, well, the pixel art, I mean, a man of many talents here. The pixel art looks great. I'm assuming the music is also your own, the sort of synth wavy stuff here you mentioned, or?
Yeah, so I actually, a friend of mine does the music for this game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I do compose. Just in this particular game, I have someone else doing it. But
Right. So I'm pressing triangle to essentially enter the flying chicken here, who has a limited amount of time. You can see in the top left, there's sort of a timer there. Once that timer expires, it's reset, so limited number of time. So where did the inspiration for this mechanic come into play? Sort of Mario with a companion of sorts.
Banjo-Kazooie would be so that in that game you play 2 characters as well. Truthfully, where the chicken kind of came in on my Discord when I was first prototyping this idea of a cow mascot platformer, someone said they should have a chicken companion as a joke. And I literally was like, oh, that's funny. And I just like quickly made it. Originally she was just, flying around, you couldn't control her or do anything. And then that kind of changed the whole dynamic of what the game design is. It's going to be like if you jump and then press down, and then it would be I think it's the west facing button on PlayStation. Yeah, you can get into secret areas and things like that.
Okay, so secret areas, that is definitely what I want to see. I'm a big explorer.
And you can see like at the top of the UI there where you have like those moon shard or moon icons. We call them shards in the game.
Got 2 out of 3.
Yeah, so every level has 3. You have to collect so many of them to get out of the world and go to the next one.
Oh, okay. So the player has the option, sort of certain levels, or if they can't find one, there's an opportunity for them somewhere else to sort of allow for.
Yeah, it's very forgiving. It's like,
yeah. One of the main taglines for your game on Steam is that it is a cozy experience based on discovery and not punishment. So why was it so important for you to have a game that focused on sort of the cozy environment, not so much the punishing, brutal platformer angle?
I do a lot of demoing at conventions. We run across a lot of like kids that play these games. And it's different than the way I grew up. When I grew up, you probably may have heard the term like NES hard or Nintendo hard, like that kind of thing, where games were more or less brutal because you didn't have very many games. So that game needed to last a long time. So it needed to take you a while to beat it. And as kids have been playing games that I've made, like I've noticed that the difficulty curve sometimes is too much for them. So I wanted to make something that was a little more friendly to all player types and not just like people who want to be punished by a game. This game has a couple, different options. So by default, it's in what I refer to as adventure mode. So there's no timer, but you can turn in the settings sprint mode on. And that puts a timer on the levels, and it makes it a little more complicated because you have to complete the task a lot quicker. So there's a little bit for everyone there, but it's designed to be more of like a palate cleansing, not beat you up kind of game.
Post-production me here, who's currently invisible because I'm wearing the same color as my background, but just showing off the timer feature. You can see it right up there. I've enabled timer mode. It's just the same level, but now there's a timer. So a bit of an added challenge for someone who is preferable to more intensity. Okay. I love it's very satisfying when I bounce off of the enemies. There's a little feedback. Of course, that's not an enemy. That's a friendly sheep. I tried to murder him.
Yeah, if an enemy hits the sheep, the sheep will die.
All those coins. I don't need to bring myself with me, I guess. I just want to. The power of teamwork.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah,
it's more fun.
Hit your jump button. She'll drop an egg. That egg will damage enemies.
Yes, I did notice that earlier. Oh, it drops a little yolk as well.
Yeah. when the egg hits the ground, it'll break out.
Of course, naturally. Is there a 2% chance that it drops a baby chicken instead of an egg?
We'll see. There are some changes to Pipkin when you get to later worlds.
Oh, okay. Oh, don't let the sheep die. Actually, it's always good to experiment.
The sacrificial lamb.
I think we have to literally sacrifice this lamb.
They'll respond to, and I think it's 5
just
or 10
dies.
seconds.
Okay. We sort of already have an idea for where the project started. We know it was sort of derived from the inspiration of Super Mario World. But during the development process, what was the actual moment where you realized, okay, this game is worth pursuing, I'm going to keep at this? Like, what was sort of that moment that indicated to you, like, this is going to be a great project?
So my wife plays pretty much everything I make. I had her play it, and then my friend that's actually voicing Luna that you heard in the beginning, I had them play, I think I had 2 levels, and I was like, I want to make a Mario game, I want to make something cute. And they played it, and they were like, well, where's there more? And as soon as like
okay.
you hear something like that, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, maybe I have something here.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, then I'll just, you know, it was originally like it was just going to be like 4 levels and like 4 worlds. It was going to be super short. And I got that far and it was like, oh, and everyone wants more.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, well, maybe I have something here.
Sheepy, there's no enemies to hurt you, thankfully. Oh, I was gonna use my egg, but I guess the
So
job
Pipkin,
without the egg.
if she collides or uses the egg, either way, she'll kill enemies. She's kind of a cheat code.
Yeah, she's kind of broken. Yes, I can use her to check for secrets without having to have to climb up there. I can just kind of... Oh, and there we go. Okay, yeah, so that's a really nice feature of Pipkin, is just being able to, instead of having to walk all the way up to something and wait for the platform to keep going, I can just check. There we go. Check. So really, it's a way to kind of get to places quicker on the map.
The other thing that's nice about it too is it kind of solves the like blind jump issue that a lot of platformers have, where you don't know what you're jumping into, because you can always use Pipkin to fly ahead and look.
Yeah. So you know where the idea for this came from. We know why you persisted on the project, but regardless of that, regardless of how good of an idea you might have, it's really difficult to maintain motivation, especially on a solo project where you're doing everything. So what about this game allowed you to persist with that motivation and kept you excited about the game throughout some of the turmoil that I'm sure you've faced? What was most exciting about creating this project?
When you get something that you made in front of people, and that's why I do conventions, because they're not money makers or anything like that, but they're actually pretty costly. But when you get people to play your game that have never heard of it, you know, they didn't see a reel or stumble across it on, you know, one of the social medias, they're just organically picking it up with no knowledge beforehand, and then they, you know, and you watch them play it and you see them get those like aha moments, like the first time someone picks up Luna with, you know, with Pipkin and things like that. That's why like I'm able to continue, because it's like I try to make those conventions like once every like 2 months or so. So that way, like when I'm feeling a lull, like, man, I don't really want to do this game anymore. You know, you go watch a bunch of people play it and they're like, oh, when's this coming out? You know, when's this coming out? And it's like, oh, okay, well now I need to go home and finish it.
So the players are the motivator.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
All right, buddy. What you got? Ow. Lay eggs on him.
Jump on his head.
Oh, that works too.
Very much like the Mario bosses.
It is. I should have considered that. Oh, well. I'm a little rusty. I haven't played a game in a few days. I'm a little rusty. Oh! Okay, you got a trick up your sleeve. I got more, though. Boom. So a boss only 4 levels in. Are there a lot of bosses to be played in this game?
Follows the Mario format. So
right.
it's typically 2
halfway
boss battles.
Yeah. In terms of features for the game, what is an example of a feature or a system or a level or something that you had in mind that had to get cut? Like maybe there was a bit of scope creep involved, or maybe you didn't know how to do it. What was something that maybe got cut from the game?
Yeah, the timer would probably be like in all of the first demo that was up on itch. It was all very short timing runs. That it didn't get cut. It just got turned into an option. That was kind of the biggest one initially, because like the marketing was all, hey, this is a cozy platformer, and then everyone was like, this timer's brutal.
Oh, okay.
So it was like
it kind
of. Yeah, I had to take that away.
I like this level because it really encourages the use here of Pipkin, because there's all these potential secrets down here in the abyss. Well, you can go real far down here. Because you're sort of in this space where you can't really see your surroundings because the camera's zoomed in, so you have to kind of use Pipkin to your advantage to locate secrets. Oh, this platform goes way down. Aha. I am just now noticing that the sprite has a moon on both its head and on its shirt. So where did the inspiration for the sprite come from? Like why specifically? You kind of gave us a little bit of an insight as to the chicken, but what about the cow sprite here? The
whole concept of Luna kind of came from a little bit in my family. So my wife's brother is a farmer, has cattle. That's like we buy beef and stuff for them. But like all my nieces, like, you know, his daughters and stuff, they all like really love like cows. My wife had made these for my previous game, like these pixel art like keychains and earrings, and she had made these like cow earrings basically, and they're like kind of like an 8-bit cow head. And I was like, oh, those are really cool. And then when I was thinking of a mascot character, I was looking at those and I was like, oh, I'm just going to turn that into a character. And then pretty much went from there. A lot of the stuff in the game honestly comes from just stuff around my house. So like most of the
best place to find inspiration is always see it every day.
Like the enemies or the NPCs and stuff are like my dog's chew toys.
Okay. Right.
Like there's
Like
you
the
know
little
like
slimes.
yeah, like the pig.
There's a lot of farm animal references here. A lot of farm
Yeah,
animals.
it's a
Pasture
lot of it.
Plains, the level.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's because of the chew toys that we bought our dog. They're just
Yeah.
all that theme, it seems. So
I think we would also love to know what the dog's name is.
Duke.
Duke.
Yeah,
So
his
he.
name's Duke.
His name is
He
Duke.
is a he. Yep, he is a Springer Spaniel. Yep.
Okay. Does Duke get a special level later on? We might have to find out.
He might be getting his own game. I'm working
Oh.
on like another. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm
in the
dying a
whole
lot here
concept.
while we're. That's
Yeah.
okay because we're just talking, but I'm dying a lot here.
I don't know if it'll become a real thing. It's right now it's just a prototype, but
Sure. Maybe someone can come back to this video in 4 years and that prototype has become a full game.
should be. Yeah.
knows?
If I do,
If you're here in the comments 4 years from now, check some progress, see what happens.
yep. You have all three. Yep.
Have all three. That means the end of the level is nigh. After all of my failed attempts, I can finally put this thing to rest here.
Sometimes it's like the overuse of like the swapping between characters gets people too. Because sometimes they just go stomp on the enemy and kill them. Yeah, that kind of thing. But
And your natural instinct, especially as you use Pipkin more, is just to use it as much as possible. Like, that's sort of the unique differentiator mechanic of the game, right? So you're always just trying to use it in all these different ways, and sometimes it can also throw you off. I understand you've done some playtesting for the game. So what is maybe an interesting insight, something that you didn't expect from a playtester, like they maybe... Because it's very impossible to predict what playtesters are going to do with your game sometimes. So what's maybe been a surprising result of that experience?
when I was first designing the levels, is not essentially blocking or boxing a character in. So people would like, because originally there was no ceiling. Like you could just go and go and go and go. And a lot of that people would spend time just flying into the abyss. And then back, in a lot of that early playtesting, there were still the timers. People would never finish a level. And they would just think the game was impossible to beat. But it was just because they enjoyed flying
Flying around,
much.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And the moon at the end. Gimme, gimme.
And you got all three.
Got all three. I don't think I've missed one so far in any of the levels.
Nope, not yet.
Usually pretty good at that stuff. I play a lot of, one of my main genres is Metroid, so I'm very used to secret hunting and things.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that element in this game. Not as much backtracking as maybe you'd see in like a traditional Metroidvania, but
No, not as heavy. I mean, I did notice that you introduced that one mechanic where you can pick up Luna in a later level, but it's actually used previously in the earlier levels to collect collectibles. So
correct.
A little bit of sort of inspiring the players to go back and see what they might have missed somewhere else.
Exactly. Yeah, it's done with intention to let people. Oh no.
I
to let
didn't
people
realize
know
my
that
health was
yeah.
that low. Okay, well, clearly I really suck at this game, so if you think you're better than me, you can play Moonlight Cow soon when it releases, presumably around November. You can play the demo right now. Link is in the description down below. Thank you, Kevin, for doing this with me today. Really appreciate your time. If there's anything else you would want to say, any promotions that you want to link, feel free to do so.
Yeah, I would just say, my website, birdtechgames.com. If you want to join the community, there's a Discord. All of my links and my socials and stuff are right on the website. And I'd just say, like, support, small devs.
Yeah.
Even if it's not me, find someone who makes something that you like and throw them support. Because us little guys is what's I think pushing the industry forward.
And stay tuned for the October Next Fest, correct?
Yeah.
October Next Fest. A whole batch of great games, including Moonlight Cow. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.